Hello kindred longevity lifestyle designers, this is Gavin here with secrets of longevity.com. Something I've been using for a very long time but have yet to make a video specifically on it. I've talked about it in a whole number of videos, but I wanted to make one devoted to it, is maca. This herb slash superfood has a very long history of use. It has been consumed as a whole food for time immemorial in the Incan civilizations and cultures, and it is used even up till today and has been growing rapidly in popularity, as you've probably heard of it before. And it is one of the most wide-ranging adaptogenic foods or herbs that has a specific benefit of being extremely beneficial for hormonal health. So despite that being its claim to fame, it has a wide-ranging effect, and I'll be addressing some of those benefits in this video. It is the highest altitude crop in the world, meaning it is the crop that is able to survive and be plentiful at the highest altitude. It can grow at a range of a maximum of 14,000 feet, but it can be grown at much lower elevations as well. And this allows the different areas that people live in the Andes to grow it for their own use, and then also to trade and increasingly sell to developing countries that want to use its benefits. And that really helps out the economies in those areas. So probably the first thing I want to mention is that if we kind of consider the law of similars, which is the sort of philosophy that a lot of things that look a certain way or grow in a certain way can benefit us in a metaphorical way. So, you know, people talk about like tomatoes have 4 chambers and they're red, and that's like our heart, which has 4 chambers and is red, and there's a lot of properties in tomatoes that are good for the heart. Well, in the case of maca, it grows at this extremely high altitude, and it's very good for helping people adapt to those high altitudes. So if you're the type of person that likes to go hiking or mountain climbing, or you just live at a higher altitude, or you're moving somewhere at a higher altitude, this is a good thing to take in that transition, as well as when you're in that environment. Furthermore, it's a very warming food, so it's great for anyone living or going into colder climates. I personally take it more in the winter than the summer, just because I gravitate towards using it in that way. Even if you don't live somewhere cold or somewhere elevated, it can be beneficial at times. It can be great if you're slightly infertile and you want to gain some fertility back, or if you just want an overall hormonal boost in general. As an adaptogen, it can be used daily in very moderate to even higher doses for very long periods of time with no negative side effects. I have heard of some people not enjoying the vibe of it that much and having sort of a reaction to it, not in a sort of allergenic way, but more in a sense that it's a warming food, and if you run as a warm person and you really need that sort of yin cooling type effect from your diet and herbs you're taking, then it might not be the best thing for you, but a lot of people can handle it with no problem whatsoever. And a lot of its benefits start to come out with long-term consistent use. A lot of people do also find that, you know, they get on something and they either feel it or they don't, but with maca, I consistently hear about people feeling it right away. I've worked at times in the health food industry, going to health food stores, demoing products, and while I never worked for a maca company specifically, I've seen companies that make like sort of a tincture that you take as a shot, like a maca shot, and I was amazed at the effects I felt from some of those products, as well as seeing the reaction of other people that would be going to these tables all day trying this thing. It's a strong taste, but people really feel that, and it's not just the alcohol having an effect on them, it's a very boosting Jing herb, which you feel as a very visceral increase in energy. So that's one of its adaptogenic effects, it's just an overall increase in energy. It's great for chronic fatigue sufferers. And another thing is that cruciferous vegetables, and maca is one of them, all come from the wild mustard family of wild plants. So broccoli, cauliflower, kale, all these things descend and have been bred from wild mustard, or different types of wild mustards. But unlike these cruciferous vegetables, which are very hard on the thyroid because of their goitrogenic properties, they slow down thyroid function, maca has the opposite effects. It's a hyperthyroid. So thyroid issues are very rampant in today's culture for a variety of reasons, and this is an excellent all-natural approach to bringing up a slow thyroid. And as an adaptogen, it's also going to bring it down if you are hyperthyroid. However, you want to check to see if you're hyperthyroid, you're probably running a little hot, so maca might make you feel off in that sense, but all in all, it's regulating all these different systems in the body, so it's a good addition for that issue specifically. So like we mentioned, it's good for the thyroid system and metabolism, it's good for the hormones, it's great for blood oxygenation, it's great for the immune system, it actually balances the immune system out. It's also great for mood and memory and a lot of things dealing with the brain and mental cognition. Some of the minerals and vitamins within maca, really a lot of the general ones, but it's very mineral and vitamin dense. You've got obviously potassium, magnesium. It's very rich in calcium, more so than potatoes. It's rich in zinc and copper, iodine, and the list goes on with a variety of trace minerals. And of course you have your several B vitamins within maca. You have vitamin C, and again, there's plenty of vitamins and minerals in it, but the really specific things that really affect the immune system, hormone system, and a lot of these other systems are these plant sterols. So we know plant sterols from things like ginseng, and actually maca is called the Peruvian ginseng in some cases. So these have a unique function of often being precursors to hormones or activating the immune system in certain ways. And with the hormones, you're going to see a rise in DHEA, progesterone, pregnenolone, even testosterone, of course, being another one. And those are all hormones of youth, of fertility, of libido, and we want to have these in abundance, and that's a great herb to support that, whether you need it for athletic reasons, for just general anti-aging reasons, or for more energy, better mood, and things like that. And its effect on the reproductive system goes beyond just fertility. It also boosts and balances the menstrual system, so if there's any kind of irregularities with menses or cysts or things of that nature, it can be beneficial for that. And in men, it's very good for the prostate and brings balance to that area of the body. So there's a lot of different maca products out there. I'm always a big fan of trying different things to see what works. Some products are obviously going to be better quality. You want to try and make sure it's organic, and if it has the fair trade stamp on it, that as well, because we want to be supporting developing nations in that way. There's several different varieties of maca. You can have your general white or sort of a tan maca, light brown. You have purple maca, you have red maca, you even have black maca. And while there's not any drastic difference between these, generally we can ascribe different properties to different colors in foods. The antioxidant levels might be higher in the black and purple macas. And we definitely know that from the Chinese medicine perspective, black foods tend to be the most jing, sort of sexual, vitality, rejuvenative type properties we get from these darker colored foods. A really great product, which I'm enjoying right now, is Maca Bliss from Longevity Power. It's strictly black maca extract. And the great thing about an extract, whether it's in liquid or powder form, is you don't have to take anywhere near as much. A lot of people underdose on maca. I mean, you might still feel something from, 1 tablespoon of, say, a whole maca powder, which I use as well. They can have different applications. But to really see the difference in hormonal levels, you want to take in the range of 3 to 6 tablespoons of the whole maca a day. Now that's a ton. I mean, I've done that. I've done experiments for periods of time. I've ended a video way in the past, which still gets plenty of views on the Great Maca Experiment. And if you search maca on my channel, you can find it. And it's difficult to get that much in unless you're incorporating into a regular meal like a porridge or a smoothie. But even then, it's the dominant flavor and you get tired of it. So the extract allows you to, you might use 1 tablespoon of the extract, and that's the equivalent to 6 tablespoons of the whole powder. Or if it's a very strong extract, you might need even less. So with Maca Bliss, it's a 10 to 1 extract, meaning by weight, it's 10 times more concentrated than the whole powder. So you'd only need 1 to 2 teaspoons to get that equivalent to the 3 to 6 tablespoons of the whole powder. So Maca Bliss is definitely the way to go. I've got a link below for Maca Bliss if you want to check it out on Longevity Power. And then you can also get the whole powder if you want to use that as well from Mountain Rose Herbs. I've got a link for that below as well. One of the best ways to use maca is in mixed drinks with cacao and other superfoods. And you've seen me probably do it in many videos using it. It's a great emulsifier, so it really brings together fats and sugars. So it's a pretty good tool just for that effect alone. However, of course, you've got the benefits and synergies that you have with other herbs, especially South American herbs. It goes very well with, because of that whole herbal system having its own synergy. Now, the flavor of it is kind of like a rich butterscotch. It has a slightest edge of spiciness. I'm even hesitant to say that because it might put people off, but it's definitely not like spicy on your tongue spicy, but it's a An element that you definitely notice with members of the wild mustard family, the brassicas, it is a member of that, so it has that flavor, which might be another reason to go for the extract if you're not a big fan of the Maca Flavor. I enjoy it. It goes great in a number of things, and you just have to experiment and work with it and see how it works well for you. Now, let me know if you've used Maca before and what effects you've had from it, whether from small dose or larger doses for larger periods of time. And with that, that wraps up this video. So check out the links below, like, favorite, and share if you feel so inclined, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care and embrace life without limits.